Knock, knock, nobody's home. Look at this. We've got a cafeteria, again, that's completely vacant. You've got food that's being prepared. The staff that makes the food is here 5 days a week, but the people who work in this building, or should work in this building, aren't here 5 days a week.
Well, that was 3 weeks ago. U.S. Federal Housing Director Bill Pulte was searching all over for signs of life at Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and he found no one except for hardworking staffers in the cafeteria. They do a great job. But thanks to President Trump's return to work order, the buildings, they're busy again.
We're back at Freddie Mac headquarters, and the employees are back here. They're happy to be here, and it's a weekday, and you know what that means. Knock, knock.
Welcome to Freddie Mac. Come in.
Thank you. Last time we were here, it was completely ghost town. Now look at this place. It's packed. You don't even recognize it. What's the energy like now being in here 5 days a week?
I think you see in terms of productivity increasing. I think you look at folks engaging in a more personal level.
A lot of work is getting done.
Personally, I like being in the office, and I can speak for everyone. I think the collaboration is always good to be in the office.
What a concept. Getting into the office is more productive and fun. Joining me is U.S. Federal Housing Director Bill Pulte. Now, Bill, it's actually really good to see that video, because when I would go to visit friends, a few of them that were working still at law firms in D.C. during the pandemic, it was depressing.
Yes.
But now people are coming back, and there's a real atmosphere.
There's a whole energy. It starts with President Trump. People are excited about it. People are coming up to me today, whispering, saying, thank the president for you coming in here and coming back to work. Some people had never even met some of their colleagues, Laura. They had just known them over Zoom and stuff like that. And we need to make housing more affordable in this country. But how can we do it if they aren't even meeting and coming together and getting mortgages and homes that are affordable? So everybody's back to work, and people are very happy about it.
Okay, one of those video clips, are you sure there's one extras walking in the background? You didn't get SAG. Did SAG give you some extras to walk
No,
back?
the place was completely vacant when I showed up.
Yeah.
And now you got people everywhere. In fact, we have this problem at Fannie Mae. This is amazing. And this is only because of President Trump. We don't have enough room for people at Fannie Mae right now, because literally we had gotten rid of leases and stuff like that, where people are packed in like sardines right now.
So they like you. They're not mad that they're back at work.
I tell you, 4 weeks ago I showed up. Some people wouldn't even shake my hand. Today, people are so excited, so happy. They see interest rates coming down. President Trump has gotten interest rates down. People can afford homes again. People can go and get mortgages from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. We are going to have a housing boom in this country.
All right, Bill, you also announced that Fannie Mae fired about, I guess, more than 100 employees for what you called unethical conduct, including the facilitation of fraud. What is this? What are they accused of?
Well, we're just getting into it, and you can imagine. I mean, it's like we have 16,000 employees. So,
but you fired them, and you don't know what they did wrong?
Well, we do, but it's an ongoing investigation. I will say that we found that multiple people were working 2 jobs. We found some people were working in China and saying that they were working here. And we also found that...
What do you mean working in China?
Yes, that's correct. We also found that they were making donations to the charity, and then they were getting kickbacks, the internal company charity. So we've just scratched the surface, but this is all part of this fraud, waste, and abuse that President Trump is doing. And thanks to him, we're able to go in there and have the air cover to get this stuff done and get fraud out of the system, lower housing costs, and hopefully make housing affordable again in this country. And we're going to do it.
I'm sorry, but I'm a China hawk. Probably. You see, I'd decouple from the whole Chinese economy. I'm like to the right of Trump on China, which I know doesn't. People think I'm crazy, but that's all right. I don't have a problem with that. But what's going on? So workers are in China, but they work for the federal government?
We'll see. Well, essentially, the government owns about 80%. Treasury owns about 80% of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And so what we're really focused on is getting operational efficiency in these companies going again. But when people weren't showing up for work, by the way, we got rid of climate, we got rid of DEI. I actually had somebody who lost their job in the climate area today come in and thank me and say, this really wasn't a necessary job. I mean, it's crazy. People are so excited. I'm telling you, the hallways of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, these companies are going to boom again. They're going to be great American icons once again.
Well, those staffers don't want to be doged either. They're going to suck up to you all day long because they want to be on your good side. I mean, that's also the case, correct?
I mean, potentially, but you can tell fakeness when you see it, right? People know President Trump is real. People know what we're doing is real. We want to build great businesses. We want to make housing affordable again. I'm telling you, Laura, people were smiling at Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac today.
I still want to know. Now, your China comment's going to stick in my craw because are people logging into government computers from China?
So what we're doing is we're looking at all the IP addresses, and we're looking at where people are swiping, and then we're mapping both where people are swiping their cards in with the IP addresses. And what we found, we think, and it's preliminary, is that potentially people are having friends or family swipe in, but then they're actually working in China. So it's a whole thing, and we'll see what's happening.
All right, Bill, thank you for the video. You have a new future as a television host with that narration. All right, thanks, Bill. Appreciate it.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.